Kai Chi recently issued an oral order strictly banning all discussion of the menglong case and demanding that every related piece of information be erased. On Weibo, many celebrity accounts suddenly became impossible to follow. Users who posted about the case discovered moments later that their posts were invisible, viewable only to themselves. Even menglong's super topic group on Weibo, a hub for fans to share updates, disappeared under suspicious circumstances. Meanwhile, the so-called navy of online censors worked around the clock, deleting any comment deemed dangerous and mass reporting posts containing menglong's name. The goal was simple: to silence the public completely. But this heavy-handed move sent shockwaves through China's elite. Sources say former Premier Wen Jiabao, usually measured and restrained, was incensed. To silence the entire Chinese people, this is an act leading straight to hell. History will condemn it. Kai Chi had hoped to smother the fire, but instead, he fanned the flames. The authorities want to crush public outrage and emotions until the fourth plenary session concludes. That meeting, set for October 20 to 23 in Beijing, is widely seen as the stage where the struggle for Xi Jinping's succession may erupt. In other words, this clampdown isn't about showbiz, it's about high-level political warfare. Insiders say the menglong case was a trap from the start, aimed squarely at Kai Chi. The reason? His sons have long been entangled in decadent parties, a weakness well known in political circles. Rivals had this dirt ready and waited for the perfect moment to strike. Even more alarming, the leaked video of menglong's case is not only crystal clear, but also captures screams and dialogue from inside the room. This wasn't random. It was the product of a professional surveillance setup. Someone had planted cameras and recorders in advance, waiting for Kai Chi's sons to take the bait. This time, however, the CCP is not having smooth sailing. Hackers have now entered the battlefield. One hacking group claims to possess crucial evidence pointing to the real killer and has even created a truth archive. They threatened to upload a $20 billion money laundering contract and an audio confession of the culprit onto the dark web, translated in 56 languages, released simultaneously worldwide, to expose the regime's darkest secrets. That means menglong's death is no longer just a celebrity scandal. It has become a transnational information war, a battle between public opinion, truth and lies, good and evil. On September 20th, some netizens, through the global NGO Avaz, launched a petition demanding justice for menglong. The petition makes three major demands. 1. A formal case and a thorough, independent, and transparent investigation to deliver justice for menglong. 2. Prosecution of all perpetrators under the most serious charges. 3. Public apology and legal psychological support for his family. So far, the petition has gathered nearly 149,000 signatures and counting. The Chinese people are waking up, risking everything to climb the Great Firewall in search of the truth. On September 29th, Tian Hairong issued 3 public statements. In the first, she claimed she did not know menglong personally and only learned of his death from a third party. However, instead of using menglong's name directly, she replaced it with 2 asterisks, explaining this was a way of showing respect for the deceased. But the excuse was unconvincing. Without a name, who could be sure whom she was referring to? In her second statement, Tian said that Cheng Qingsong had published part of their WeChat conversation without her consent, editing it in a misleading way. Furious, she demanded he take it down. Cheng refused, insisting that making it public was the only way to prove his innocence. Tian responded that she could not prove Cheng's innocence, yet she was dragged into rumors and false accusations online, which resulted in her and her family being subjected to cyber attacks and emotional distress. She announced she had hired Daojiang law firm in Beijing to sue Cheng Qingsong and others spreading defamatory rumors. But this quickly raised eyebrows. Netizens asked, is there only one law firm in Beijing? Why is her lawyer the same as Fan Shiqi's? Questions also arose about whether Tian would actually sue Cheng, or if her lawsuit would instead target anonymous online defamers. So what is Tian Hairong's real motive in suing Cheng Qingsong? Let's revisit Cheng's actions after the incident. On September 11th, around 11 a.m., Cheng Qingsong, nicknamed Red Hair, appeared outside Building 18 of the Sunshine Shandong complex, together with Ji Guangguang, the owner of the apartment where menglong allegedly fell. The two were spotted hand in hand, calmly watching police and investigators at work. At 11:12, Cheng suddenly posted just 2 words on Weibo, so tasty. Half an hour later, after a netizen replied with a vomiting emoji, Cheng deleted the post. What chilled the public was the eerie coincidence. 9 years earlier, at the very moment police were inspecting the scene of actor Chow Renliang's death, Cheng had also posted the identical phrase, so tasty, only to delete it within an hour. Coincidence, or a hidden signal to a shadowy boss that the job is done? Later, published photos confirmed Cheng's presence at the scene, but he quickly denied it, claiming that on the night of September 10th, he had dinner with Tian Hairong. To back this up, he posted a screenshot of a WeChat chat with her. But celebrity blogger Song Zude questioned on Weibo, fine, but after dinner with an actress, where were you from that time until 6 a.m.? Netizens also noted inconsistencies. In the screenshot, Cheng wrote, I'm fine at 1840, and Tian replied with a heart emoji at 1841. Yet the timestamps didn't line up correctly, misaligned by a few pixels. Social media platforms have fixed timestamp formats controlled by AI. Such discrepancies shouldn't exist. Why then did Cheng's screenshot look tampered with? Suspicion grew that he had fabricated evidence. What's more, later that day, September 11th, Cheng appeared at an event looking disoriented, as if he had just woken up. Observers noticed reddish stains on the tips, soles, and sides of his shoes, stains that hadn't been cleaned. What were they? Could it have been blood from menglong's ordeal? The menglong case has reportedly drawn over 30 billion views worldwide. Under this intense pressure, Cheng Qingsong and Tian Hairong now seem to be turning on each other. Nearly 20 days after their chat screenshot first circulated, Tian suddenly spoke out. Strange timing. Was their alliance truly breaking down, or was it just theater? Some suspect the latter, a calculated distraction. Notice how Tian said she would sue Cheng for leaking their chat? That's basically admitting the chat was real. She's protecting him. They're not fighting. They're acting. In other words, Tian indirectly confirmed that she and Cheng really did have dinner that night, creating an alibi. Another netizen pointed out that Tian and Cheng have been close friends for 20 years, with deep mutual interests. How could they turn on each other so easily? Even if cracks appeared, such insiders argued, they would never expose them publicly. Much more likely, the two had coordinated a suffering act to divert attention. In her third statement, Tian addressed netizens' doubts about a police notice image she had shared, which lacked a watermark. She explained that the image came directly from the official Chaoyang Police WeChat account, where the originals carry no watermark. But netizens countered that she was dodging the real issue. The image she posted had a higher resolution than the version on the official account. This wasn't a watermark problem, it was a deliberate distraction. Adding fuel to the fire, entertainment blogger Song Zuda asked pointedly on September 25. Enchantress Tian, if the menglong case has nothing to do with you, why did you share that police notice in the first place? Was Fan Shiqi really the one who beat menglong? Fan Shiqi is said to be one of the 17 names connected to the menglong case. According to online reports, he was the man in the orange cap seen at the scene, allegedly the one who not only caught you when he tried to escape, but also beat him and in the end cut open his abdomen. On September 21st, after Chaoyang police announced their internet purge, Fan Shiqi authorized a lawyer from Daojiang law firm to issue a statement claiming his reputation had been damaged and that he would take legal action to defend himself. But the statement was vague, failing to specify exactly how his reputation was harmed. Meanwhile, a video surfaced online in which menglong's desperate cry for help can be heard before his fatal fall, calling out the name Fan Xiaohua. Who is Fan Xiaohua? A netizen dug up an old post that mentioned Fan Xiaohua and tagged Fan Shiqi's Weibo account. On September 26th, a voice analysis expert in mainland China confirmed that the cry of Fan Xiaohua at the scene did indeed belong to Yu Menglong. To be certain, another netizen even hired a professional organization in South Korea to run a second analysis. The results were the same. Another netizen went further, comparing a male voice captured at the scene with Fan Shiqi's voice. Here are the two recordings. Clip 1, an audio recording from the night Yu Menglong was killed. A man can be heard cursing and threatening him. Endure it. Clip 2, a previously published video featuring Fan Shiqi's voice. Voice comparison experts concluded that the probability the two voices belonged to the same person was 99.57%. In other words, the man cursing and threatening Yu Menglong was almost certainly Fan Shiqi. Rumors also linked Fan Shiqi to the tragic death of former CCTV host Beyonce. Born in 1983, Bian was 9 years older than Fan, born 1992. Yet the two were once very close, even living together for a time after appearing on Happy Boys. Bian treated Fan like a younger brother, something Fan himself admitted publicly. After the 2013 competition, Fan rose to fame, while Bian faded into a career as a CCTV entertainment host. In 2015, when Bian's tragedy struck, reports suggested it was tied to a close male friend, none other than Fan Shiqi. Media claimed Fan was being investigated for drug use, and Bian was dragged into the scandal. In the early hours, as police came to his home, Bian fell to his death. That was the official report. But was it the full truth? Two details stand out. 1. Bian also fell to his death in the Sunshine Shandong complex, Chaoyang district, the same place linked to Yu Menglong. Photos from the time confirm it. 2. Within the industry, it was widely acknowledged that Bian had once been raped by Cheng Song, nicknamed Red Hair. Some netizens point out eerie coincidences surrounding a string of young artists this year, including Yu Menglong, Beyonce, Chao Renliang, Ben Shi, and Ren Xiao. Coincidence number 1. All died from falls. Coincidence number 2, Yu Menglong, Chao Renliang, Ben Shi, and Ren Xiao were all signed to Tianyu Media. Coincidence 3, both Yu Menglong's and Bianshu's deaths were tied to Cheng Song and Fan Shiqi. Coincidence number 4, at the time of both Chao Renliang's and Yu Menglong's deaths, Cheng Song posted the words, "so tasty," on Weibo, then deleted them shortly after. Coincidence number 5, both Yu Menglong and Bianshu fell to their deaths in the Sunshine Shandong complex. With so many chilling overlaps, can we really call it coincidence? Tianyu Media? After Yu Menglong's death, public attention turned sharply toward Tianyu Media. Why has this company been entangled in so many chilling scandals? Back in 2013, when Yu Menglong signed with Tianyu Media, it was as if he had stepped straight into a wolf's den. Some investigators found that at least 9 artists under contract with Tianyu Media have since died. A few cases have been exposed, but many others remain in the shadows. So what kind of company is Tianyu Media? It is an artist management agency, famous for grooming talent through televised competitions, and notably the only state-owned talent management company in China. Founded in Shanghai in 2004, Tianyu Media is wholly owned by Hunan TV's entertainment channel, now known as Mango Media under the Hunan Broadcasting System. Since 2004, the company has partnered with Hunan TV to produce high-profile talent shows such as Supergirl 2005, Happy Boys 2007, and Hana to Shonen. These programs pioneered the idol competition model in China. But behind the glitz, many young hopefuls, naive teenagers dreaming of stardom, were drained dry by the system. Only a handful ever became household names. For the majority, what remained was lawsuits and tears. Even He Jiam, a well-known Hunan TV host, once bluntly criticized the industry, saying entertainment companies were too dark. A single agency might sign 100 people, yet lack the resources to promote them all. Out of those 100, maybe 1, 2, or 3 would make it big, while the other 90 plus were discarded. Contracts typically lasted 10 years, essentially a selling of oneself. For an industry that thrives on youth, who can afford to wait out a decade? Naturally, many young artists tried to terminate their contracts, but the penalties were staggering, at least 500,000 yuan, and often much more. Companies made fortunes off these fees. Legal battles were common, but most teenagers, unfamiliar with contract law, found no escape through the courts. In the end, they often had to negotiate, stay put, and endure being frozen by the company. Even if they managed to secure work on their own, their earnings had to be split with the agency. Unless one rose to top-tier stardom, broke free to start a personal studio, or used shady dual contracts to funnel money for elites, most mid- and low-level artists earned very little. This explains why Yu Menglong, trapped under contract from the age of 25, could never break free. What do you think of these latest revelations? Leave a comment below, and don't forget to sign